Yes, guys. It's your boy, the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button after subscription. Yes, it's 9:18 p.m. here in Brazil, specifically in Brasilia. All right, so guys, first of all, let me notify my group on Telegram. Yes, let me see here. My group on Telegram. Yes. Let me notify them. I'm online. So today is what? Dating all kind of race as black. My observation. I'm going to share with you guys. Yes, I'm on live. Okay, I'm on live. So let me notify the group. All right, so what is your experience? I will invite you if you have anything to say. But first, I'm going to be talking about my experience, okay? About what? My experience dating out of my race as black. Yes, as black. Okay, so as a black guy from Africa, from Ghana specifically, I have dated uh, any type of race. Let me just say any type of race, okay? Not all, but I have dated a lot of different kind of race. Talking about white people, talking about black people, talking about mixed people, talking about Asian people. I've dated several. Okay, I've dated a, a lot of different type of race. Okay, okay. So, what is my experience, and what kind of what is my say on this particular experience? I don't know about your experience, but my experience with most of the race, my worst experience is going out with the black sisters. Okay, with the black sisters, specifically the African sisters. Okay, that is my worst what my worst experience when it comes to dating. Okay, my worst experience. Why do I say this? Because there is a lot of what demand when you are going out with the black sisters, especially the ones from West Africa specifically. I'm from Ghana. I am what from Ghana. So when I was back in Ghana, dating dating in Ghana was like how do I say it? Was like you are signing a contract to be paying somebody a salary. You understand? In Ghana specifically. But here in Brazil and also in Europe, from my experience, okay, from my experience, going out with the Western, the white women and the mixed women, I haven't had any issues with, like dating, like you have to be paying the person, taking care of the person, and stuff like that. I never had any experience like that going out with different race, okay? But going out with my own race, the black people, the black sisters, specifically from West Africa, I remember very well that they were very demanding, like demanding. You have to pay. You understand? Like everything you have to pay. It's not easy to come across a black sister who will simply say, "Oh, an African sister." Let me just say specifically because, of course, I think I don't know how the black sisters in America or in Europe are, but then let me just say this: the black sisters in the west of Africa, if you want to get one for yourself, then you have to be ready to do what? To be paying. It's like you are signing a contract that each and every single time you are going to be paying them. When you say I love you, the very moment you say I love you, it means that you are going to start paying. It's like a paycheck thing. You understand? So When I was in Ghana, it was a hassle. You understand? Even if they love you or even if they like you, it was still a hassle to go out with them. You understand, guys? So I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me clearly and if my microphone is working perfectly. Okay. Let me just put this headphone down. Yes. So when I was in Ghana, my experience in dating was typically a disaster. You understand? Like a disaster. Because the very moment you tell the person, you love her, you want to go out with her, then you have to be prepared. You are going to be paying each and every single thing. In Ghana or in the west of Africa, that's where you get a woman who will just come out and tell you plain, okay? She will just tell you plain, if you don't have money, there is no dating. If you are not in a good, you don't have a good financial, you are not in a good financial, how do I say this? If you are not financially sound, forget. You are not going to get the type of woman that you want in the west of Africa. Okay, my experience in South Africa, because I would say in the south of Africa too, dating is a little bit different in the south of Africa. Women in the south of Africa are quite different too as well. Why are they quite different? Because women in the south of Africa, talking about dating, they are more into if you are good in bed. You understand? Okay? So when I was living in South Africa, dating experience over there too was a little bit different compared to when I was in the west of Africa. Okay. When I came to the south of America, I discovered too that the dating here is quite different. It's totally different. A whole lot of people keep saying that here in Brazil, the women, you have to be rich before you can date a woman here in Brazil and blah, blah, blah. It's not true. It's not true. Dating here in Brazil or in the south of America is quite fantastic, guys. Very, very fantastic. If you want to date here, you don't need to be rich to date. All you have to do is you have to know how to talk, how to do, how to be what, how to be around people, how to be around everybody. Then you can get the kind of woman that you want. Ever since I came to Brazil, my experience with dating, it's just fantastic and it's very different. And I can tell you this, a whole lot of people be like, in the south of America, when you come, especially in Brazil, women here like guys with money or black guys with money, blah, blah, blah. It's a lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie from my own experience. If you go through some of my videos, for example, most of the girls that I do videos with, I ask them this kind of question. I meet girls, we talk, I ask them and stuff like that. Look, dating here is simply different. Okay, it's what? Simply different. You don't need money to get the kind of woman that you want. If you want that curvy woman, here you don't need all this to demonstrate to them that you are rich or something. You just have to be a good talker. If you are a good talker, you always come across your taste. You understand? Okay, in the west of Africa, you can be a good talker. But if you don't have the money, forget. If you don't what? You don't have the money, forget. You understand what I'm saying? So, let me see. You don't need to be rich in Brazil to date. But one thing I noticed is that way more white and mixed women like me than black Brazilians. Yes, that one is simply the truth. It's simply the truth, Mike. See, here in Brazil, if you are black, a black brother, for you to go out with a black sister is not an easy thing. Let's make that one clear. You understand? Here, the Brazilian black women, they are a little bit some kind of way. They are, let me just make it clear, they are a little bit some kind of way. So if you are a black guy living here in Brazil, your chances of meeting or going out with a black sister is very slim. It's very, very slim. You are not, it's not easy to go out with a black sister when you are a black man here in Brazil. Your chances of meeting and going out with a white woman is much more higher. Much more higher. You understand what I'm saying? So you will be able to go out with, you will be easily be able to go out with the white women and the mixed women than to go out with the black sisters, because the black sisters, they are some kind of way. I'm just being real with you guys. You know me, I'm the supreme leader, and I'm telling you, I have a lot of female friends, and I know a lot of females here in Brazil, and I'm telling you this. So if you live here in Brazil, you have to be ready for that as a black brother. For you to meet a black sister, then you want to go out with a black sister. It's a war film. You understand? Like, it's a war film. You understand? So living here in Brazil, or maybe coming to Brazil for dating and stuff like that, you don't really have to be rich for you to meet the kind of woman that you want, but rather it's how you present yourself as what, as that guy. You understand what I'm saying? But in Africa, specifically West Africa, you have to be rich. You have to have some kind of standard before you can simply what? You can simply have the kind of woman that you want. You understand? Yes. In Ghana, if you are not rich, you are not going to get anybody to date. In Ghana, if you are not rich, you are not going to get the women. They make it very even clear. But you in Ghana, we have something we call hookup girls, and these girls are there for hookups. Let me share a link. If you have any experience, you can come on and then share your link, share your experience. So I have posted a link. You can click it. You come on. I ask you questions, then you answer me the questions. But if you have any experience too, you can click and join and then share your experience too as well. But I'm telling you, if you come to Brazil and you think when you come to Brazil, you are going to easily get to date a black woman here in Brazil, it's not easy. I'm just making it clear, because I have a lot of friends. I have both black sisters, black Brazilian friends, and I have white Brazilian friends too as well. So I can tell you, for you to date here, it's easier to go out with a different race than a black race here. You understand? Because the black women here, they are very, very selective. Very, very selective. When I say selective, I mean super selective. You understand what I'm saying? So for you to for you to go out with a black sister here in Brazil is not a very simple thing. You understand? And secondly, too, for you to go out with a black sister here in Brazil, you have to be that kind of person who is stylish. You have to be very stylish, very, very stylish. Not just stylish, but you have to be very stylish. You have to be that kind of person who is, on a different level when it comes to fashion, and on a different level when it comes to spending too as well. You understand? But talking about the mixed women and the white women, they are not so much into this kind of thing. Like, you have to be on a certain level when it comes to fashion. You have to be on a certain level when it comes to spending. They don't have this kind of thing. You can meet somebody who will just take you out, spend on you, like take you to some nice place, spend some cash on you and stuff like that. Those ones are what? Mixed women and white women, they do that. But to come across a black sister who will take you out and then spend on you as a black guy, forget. Here, it's not an easy thing to come across those ones. It's not easy, I'm telling you guys. You understand what I'm saying? So for you guys who think when you come to Brazil, the easiest ones to be able to date are the black ones is a lie. Is a lie. The supreme leader, I'm telling you, is simply a what? Is simply a lie. So what I can simply tell you guys is what? Is when you are in Brazil, you can simply date someone who is not black. Okay? You can simply do what? Date someone who is not black than someone who is what? Is simply black. You understand what I'm saying? Because here, the black people, they are very, very selective. And apart from being selective, you have to be on a certain level before you can go out with what? With a black sister or someone who is typically black from here. You understand? Okay, maybe there are some places like Bahia or Rio de Janeiro where you can meet just a black, you understand? But like some place like, for example, Brasilia, where I am living. I live here in the capital city, Brasilia. When you live here in Brasilia and you meet a black sister from here, and you are a black guy like me, you have to have some level. You understand? The black sisters here in Brazil, or specifically in some part of Brazil, you have to have some kind of level before you can go out with them. You understand what I'm saying? Mike C is on. Let me bring Mike C on. Yes, Mike C.
Vanraba, what's up, man?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm at home chilling. So, Mike C, what is your experience with the black sisters here in Brazil? Tell me. I know you've been to Brazil before.
Yeah,
so tell me.
Yeah, I've been actually twice. I came last month. I was actually I was dating a woman from Sao Paulo. She was actually a white Brazilian.
Yeah.
And I met her on Brazil Cupid. As a matter of fact, the majority of the women on BrazilCupid.com were white. We're either white or mixed.
Yes.
I did not have too many black women, barely any, message me on Brazil. You know the dating site BrazilCupid.com. It was mostly mostly white and mixed. Yeah.
I know a lot of let me just say, I know a whole lot of Brazilian social network, but
Right.
Trust me, majority of the people or of the women you see on those sites are white and mixed women.
They were blowing up. They were sending me the most likes and sending me the most messages. Matter of fact, I was dating a woman that lived in Sao Paulo, a white woman, white as snow. But the way she shaped like, Nicki Minaj, the rapper. Nicki Minaj, yeah, she was shaped like her. Swear to God, that's why people need to listen to you. And
I'm telling them, I always tell them, when you come to Brazil, you will see.
Oh yeah,
white woman with a real shape.
Oh yes, all the time.
Shape.
Yeah.
If you want a big booty, you want a big boobs, you get real white woman with everything. Like complete. Right. You understand?
Exactly.
But, people keep on saying, no, the white women are like, they are not like this.
They're not like that.
This
no.
are the black one. I don't know if you have had some kind of experience with a black Brazilian. What is your experience with the black Brazilians?
I never met any black Brazilian women in person because it's mostly white. I swear to God, I've been twice to Brazil and it's mostly white and mixed.
Yeah.
I met up in Rio, and I met up on Rio and Tinder and Brazil Cupid, and that I met in person. And like you said, but one of the reasons I think the white and black Brazilian, not black, mixed Brazilian women like me because of the way I present myself. I'm very clean cut. Like you say, presentation's important. I'm
It's
very
very,
clean
very
cut,
important.
dress well. I work out all the time, and I don't look like a raggedy bum walking around.
Yeah,
But
a whole lot of black guys be like,
mhm.
here in Brazil, the women are like these, they are like. But when you see these black guys, they are dirty.
Dirty, yeah, you can't know
Who wants to be with a dirty guy? You
exactly.
just
No one,
imagine if you are a clean guy, are you going to be
right?
with a dirty woman? You are not going to be with a dirty woman.
Exactly,
You understand? So you have to
exactly,
smell good. You have to, you have to know how to present yourself. You have to look
exactly.
some kind of way. Because look, let me tell you something. I have a wife. I
Right.
have a lot of Brazilian female friends who be like, man, this guy. Even when I'm with my wife, some will be like, you have a very, like nice guy, like he smells good. How
Hmm.
like they give you
Right.
all that kind of compliment and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So imagine I look some kind of way. Just imagine, even being friends with them. For example, if
Hmm.
you are clean, automatically they come. You don't even have to talk.
Exactly. You don't have to try hard.
You don't have to
Exactly.
talk. You don't have to try hard. Like they
Right.
come, they try to know you even more.
Right.
But if you look dirty, you
Hmm.
expect them to come close to a dirty guy. Come on,
Exactly.
come on.
Exactly.
If you are clean, are you going to get close to a dirty woman? Just imagine you see somebody who looks very dirty in a on a bus or something.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Hmm. I
understand?
agree.
So
I agree.
they keep complaining. They say, here the women are like this, the women are like that. But you tell them, you give them the tip
That's
on
it.
how to meet the women to, then they
Exactly.
think that no, it's not the right tip. How can you look some kind of
It's the
way
right
and
tip. You're
smell?
telling them the truth. They need to listen to
Yeah,
you because, like,
you
you
know,
stress all the time that presentation's
man,
important. How you present yourself
man,
is very
man.
important. It's the truth. It's the truth.
In Africa, let me tell you
Uh-huh.
something. In Africa, specifically West Africa,
Hmm.
you can be you can be you can be cute, you can be good looking, you can be
Hmm.
clean. You
Right.
are not going to get the girls. Forget. If
Hmm.
you don't have
Oh
that
no, no.
money, forget it. You
Exactly.
understand? You understand?
Exactly.
In West Africa, if you tell a woman that you love her, it's like you are signing a contract to start
Hmm.
paying some kind of cash. Yeah,
You're
because
telling the truth.
they make it very clear that if you don't have the money, forget it.
Hmm.
And these girls too, they are not even the kind of girl that you say, let me just spend money on her or something. Any
Exactly.
type of girl, they want money. Like
Gold diggers. Yeah.
they are all about money, money,
Hmm.
money. But when you come to some place like Latin America, okay, so I
Hmm.
went to Mexico.
Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, I went to Mexico. I spent like 7 days in Mexico City. And
Okay.
throughout the 7 days in Mexico City, it was just fantastic. Like I met a
Hmm.
whole lot of nice women, like, like those nice women. And
Hmm.
the funny thing is, they are the ones who even approach me. So sometimes I be
Exactly.
like, I'm like, how what kind of lifestyle are these black people or Africans living over there, and they are not even meeting this kind of girls? Like, how do they do it?
Exactly.
Because they always complain. They be like, and the women are like this, and the women are like that. But I am always like, if I go out, I meet people. They are very nice. They want to talk to me. They want to
Hmm.
get to
Hmm.
know me. They want
Right.
to invite me to go out. When I remember
Hmm.
when I first got here,
Hmm.
the first week I met a lot of nice women, like nice
Hmm.
women. They be like, "Oh, this guy is really nice. He looks like
Hmm.
Eco. He looks like blah blah blah." They take me
Hmm.
out. We go to some nice restaurant. They
Hmm.
pay. Like they do all kind of like good stuffs.
Right.
You understand? But the thing is, when you meet some African guy or a black guy, then they be like, no, the women, you don't know, like they are like this, they are very discriminative.
No, they're
They,
not. No, they're not.
I
No, they're
don't,
not. No, they're not.
I
No,
don't
they're
know,
not.
I don't
I
know
mean,
the kind of.
some women have their preference, but I will say the black Brazilian women, they don't pay me any attention. They don't pay me any attention.
They won't even look at your face,
Yeah,
like
they don't pay me any attention.
you know, you know, I have a lot of black Brazilian female friends, but
Mm-hmm.
when you start like in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, they
Mm-hmm.
won't even look at your face until
Mm-hmm.
maybe they see like two, three women around you, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
nice and cute, maybe
Mm-hmm.
white chicks or maybe mixed
Right.
chicks around you,
Right.
you know, like then that is when you start seeing they want to
Mm-hmm.
get to know you and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Look,
Mm-hmm.
it's real, man. I'm telling you,
Right.
bro.
I believe
And
you.
man, I'm telling you. I think somebody is on. I don't know if the person too has some kind of experience or the person is living here. Uh,
Hello, Supreme
Hassan,
Leader. How you doing, man?
yes, I'm doing great, Mr. Hassan.
Nice
So
to meet
tell
you.
us, dating of
Nice to
Hey,
nice
all
what's
to
kind
meet.
going
of
on, boss?
women. Yes, tell us what is your
What's up, the
experience?
guys? What's up, the guys? How you doing, man? No,
Hey,
no,
what's
I
up,
wasn't.
Hassan?
I
What's
just
going on,
get
man?
in the live stream. I just get in the live stream. I'm not sure who you guys was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so Mike
So you
C,
can
tell him
remind me.
something. Tell him
Oh, we're just
something. Ask him some
what
questions.
where do you live, man? Where do you live, Hassan? Hassan.
I live in North Dakota, USA, North Dakota,
You're in North Dakota.
USA.
Okay, okay. We're just talking about dating in Brazil. That's pretty much it. Dating Brazilian women versus West African women. Basically, what Supreme Leader saying, dating Brazilian women is much easier than dating West African women, and which I agree with him is the truth, because as a matter of fact, I was on that dating site like a few years ago, afrointroductions.com, and like all the
Okay.
women from like Ghana, West Africa, whatnot, they were like, "You need to have money to date me. You need to have money to give to me." And I just deleted my profile. I was like, "Come on, man. That's come on, come on, man. That's gold digging to the extreme." I
It's just
mean,
crazy.
Yeah.
I had to delete my profile. I mean, this Brazilian women are nothing like that. They're just looking for love, because Brazil is more of a romance culture. It's more of a romance culture than anything. You know, they want to be courted. They want to, go out on dates. You know, they're really looking for romance. So I do believe,
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
believe
that's fact.
it's
That's fact, man.
yeah. Hmm.
I completely agree with you and the Supreme Leader with that. Yes, 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 100%. I agree with the Supreme Leader, man. Absolutely, he's right about
So
that.
what is your experience with black women and other race? I don't know if you have dated any other race apart from black women.
actually,
What is your experience? Tell us
actually,
a little.
it was so easy, to be honest with you. I'm not from West Africa. I'm East African. It was much easier here. You know what I mean? It was much easier. Money is not that issue. It is an issue, but to start, you have money or something like that. It's not like that. But I have one problem with here. There's one problem. It's easier that they don't ask money that much. I understand that, but there's also another thing that I don't like about here or Brazil or anywhere else. Except like the woman here, like she been with like before you like a 500 man before you. You know what I mean? So, like it's it's unacceptable to me like that. You know what I mean? It's much easier as long you can sleep with them or date with them. So the other guy too. You know what I mean? Like it's very
So
difficult.
so
It's very difficult to find. I mean, virgin ones. Absolutely, it's
no,
very.
but I'm a little
No,
bit
you're not finding no
Yeah.
virgin in North Dakota, in America. You ain't finding no virgin in America, bro. Trust me, bro. I was born and raised here. You're not finding no virgin.
so why no, you know that the whole thing is why do you want a virgin? Why do you want a virgin? Like why do you want a virgin, Hassan?
No, no, actually, I don't mean it. I don't want it, but everybody likes to have that experience. It's something good to have. You know what I mean?
So okay,
It,
so this
it,
is
I'm,
you
in my personal opinion, it's not like I'm not saying it. You know, Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
it's.
trying to knock you, but
I
these
mean,
women here in America, they've been sleeping around since teenage years. So it's
exactly,
gonna be rare. It's gonna be
exactly.
rare. It's gonna be
Very
rare.
rare. Yeah.
Rare. That's a rare, rare,
Yeah.
rare, 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 rare,
Well,
rare,
no,
rare, rare
but
thing, man.
yeah, but if you go in Africa, I promise you, you will
Oh
have
yeah, I believe you. Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I
yeah,
believe you.
and the culture out here is way different. You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
definitely.
everything has yeah, pros and cons. You know what I mean? Here you will have a much of dating pool. You know what I mean? But it will come with that. You know what I mean? I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me that much, but before it used to bother me. You know what I mean? It's like
Man.
Oh
Okay,
shit.
so
no,
have you have you
let me say one. Let me say one more time, Supreme Leader, before I let you say what you want to say. Okay?
okay, okay.
If I want to sleep with women, you know, dating, I'm okay with it. Like as long as she have 1,000 mark before me, I'm okay. But if I'm marrying her, come on, man, it should be 13, or otherwise she been divorced before. You know what I mean? I get that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. But fooling
But
around,
but
I'm okay with it. But making a
but
wife,
but
no.
but what
Yeah.
is special about I just want to know what is special about marrying somebody who is virgin? What is special about it? That is the question.
I'm I'm glad you asked me that question.
Yeah. So tell us.
Yes. Actually, number one, it it's like to me it's like use and new. You know what I mean? First of all, let's put that way. Number one, okay. Second hand use or new things. Some people like new. You know what I mean? That's number one. If you get what I mean. And the second option,
Mike, Mike C. Mike,
leave it. Yeah,
Yes, sir. I'm listening. No, I'm
one more,
listening. Mhm.
one more, one more thing. I'm not religious one. You know what I mean? Specific woman the first time she never forgive. If she still live with 1,000 man after you are the guy, the first one. You know what I mean? And I had that experience. To be honest with you, it's something to good have. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sexualized that much, but it feels oh man, amazing, man. You're gonna love it.
Hold on. What country you from? What country you from?
From Ethiopia.
From
From
Ethiopia?
Ethiopia. Yeah.
Ethiopia. Oh, okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
live in the DC area. The Ethiopians are deep around here in DC. Okay. I live around a lot of them.
Mike
Yeah.
Okay.
C. So what is
Yeah.
your thought on what he said? Do you have anything to say
I mean,
on
here in America, you're not finding a virgin here. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, what about a born again virgin? Would you do that?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Uh, How about if she's a born again virgin? Would you be with her? I mean, date her, marry her? What if she
Of
went
course. Why
celibate for a
not?
couple
Well,
years? What if she went for celibate for a couple years?
But the question here is, what do you consider before marrying a woman? Do you marry the woman because she's virgin, or do you marry
number
because
one. Oh.
she is a quiet a marriage material? Like
Uh,
what do you weigh? Do you
oh.
prefer
That,
getting married to your enemy who is a virgin,
Okay.
or do you prefer
Okay.
getting married to somebody who
Oh.
is more like into you and is not a virgin?
oh, the latter. The second one, definitely for me at least. The second one, you know. I mean, she don't got to be a virgin. I don't care about that. And I'd
Number
rather
one.
her not be. You know, I'd rather her not be a
Yeah.
virgin. She needs to be somewhat
Yeah.
somewhat experienced, not too experienced, but she needs to know what to do. But I just want a woman that's into me for me. You know, you know.
But
That's just me.
this is what I always. This is where I also have a lot of problems when it comes to our most of our African people too as well. Because what happens is that they want to enjoy, they want to enjoy, but they also want something that, let me just say, you realize they are very, very selective. Our
Yeah.
African, yeah, our African people are quite, let me just say, selective. You understand? Like
Mm-hmm.
they can simply, let me just say, they can simply decide. They can have, they can, like they always want to go back.
Right,
They
right. I
always,
hear you.
yeah. I don't know if you've seen most Western women who are married to Africans and later on are no more with them. I don't know if you have seen a lot of
I've
them,
seen a
but
few, just a few. Yeah, I live around a lot of Nigerians because I live in the DC area. We have a lot of Africans around here. We have a lot of Nigerians. We have a lot of Ethiopians because around where I live in the DC area, I think we're the number one stronghold for like Ethiopians and Eritreans. So I see them all the time here. But a few Africans marry American women. It's not too common. Mostly Africans stick with each other, they can be very tribal,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so rather, there is a lot of this kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like a situation whereby I always talk about this. Black
Mm-hmm.
people, specifically from Africa, we are some kind of way, especially when it comes to dating. Dating
Mm-hmm. Right.
specifically, we are some kind of way. I think somebody is back. It's Hassan again, right?
It's me. I'm sorry. My network
No
was something
worries.
wrong with my network. Yeah.
No
Yes.
worries.
So me, I don't really think it's necessary to be specific, especially when it comes to virgin and stuff like that, because I think it's good to get a good woman. I think Brian is
Mm-hmm.
here.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Brian, we have a lot of questions for you, Mr. Brian,
Oh my
when
God.
it comes to dating. So, Mr. Brian, what is your experience with race? You as a black man, what is your experience on race
Oh man, they've been
when it
wonderful.
comes to dating?
When you're a kid, you go through that oddball stage in your life that you're kind of like a nerd, a geek, pretty much insecure, with yourself. So no one don't want to necessarily bother you. I mean, I went to high school for mostly an all black school, middle class. Um, what you might call supreme leader, both blacks and mixed race, but they're not mixed, but they probably multi-generational mix. Like think of Mike C, like people like Vanessa Williams and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Gotcha.
Right. I grew up with those type of people, and you had that hierarchy in high school, where the jocks, the sports people, people who are
Mm-hmm.
into sports, into this football and basketball, who are getting the chicks, and then it was a little hint of colorism. You know what I
They're
mean?
getting the jigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially a little bit hint of colorism at that moment during the 80s. But in the 90s for me, man, when Tyson Beckford came in style, man, oh man, oh man. I
But
was getting I was getting
have
hit
you have
on.
you have you been out with someone who is not black before?
Oh, definitely.
And
That's what I'm getting into. That's what I'm getting into.
what is your experience?
That's what
Uh,
I'm getting into. That experience. When
yeah.
Tyson Beckford came in the show, it was all out and open from. I mean, I always did get my share of black women, growing up. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was kind of like a nerd. I was kind of like a square. I did, kind of like, hitting in the bushes whenever they try to chase or what have you. I always had that. But it was in the 80s, and it was the whole I'll be sure type dudes was pretty much in style at that moment. And then in the 90s, it pretty much changed. Working out, exercising. Your face started to come into play, looking better. Man, I had all types of women kept coming after, especially when I came to California. Oh my God, black women, white women, mixed women, Mexican women.
But have you ever go through some hard time, like people saying, Brian is that kind of guy who goes out so much with white women. Like, have you
Yeah,
experienced
I
that
have
kind
with
of
some
thing?
certain black women. Certain black women. It's usually fat women.
Yep, I've gotten that too. Yep, I've gotten that too. You look like you date white girls. That's the
Yeah,
that's what I always
usually
get.
it's usually fat, unattractive women who usually say that crap.
Yep,
Yeah,
they always
Attractive
say
black
you.
women
agree. So
who are of high
now I get my
caliber.
passport. So I
Hold
reset it.
on.
As soon as I reset, I've just moved to here. So
Right. High caliber black women, they never say that.
that's
You know what I
right.
mean? Usually, unattractive black women, they always talk about this, they always talk about that, and they might say something like, "Oh, you like her because she's light skinned or whatnot." You know what I mean? And, you could see that she has some type of insecurity about herself. You know what I mean? Versus other types of women. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like for example, um, are you that kind of person who is more like, I wish I have this kind of race, or
No, I'm not.
like you are just like that kind of person who is just, if she's okay, she's just your type, or
If she's my type, whether black, white, or other, I mean, other, Native American, mestizos, what have you, from Mexico, whatnot, then I'm into you. And it's not only about the look; it's also about the personality.
Exactly.
How the way she grew up. I look at how the way she treat her family. How the way she treat her family will be an indication as far as what you're going to get in the future. If she treat her family like crap and start cursing them out, and it's treat you nice, better bet
Yep. Yep.
when things hit the fan and when you together with her, she's gonna treat you exactly like her family. So those are the warning signs you pretty much, anybody have to look out for. Just observe how the way she treat her family, because I've been in that situation. It's
yeah.
gonna be exactly how the way she's gonna treat you in life. And
Okay.
also you have to find out what your common goals are. Okay, if she's the type of person, if you coming in from nothing and you guys are trying to get something together, that's golden right there. You know what I mean? That's golden. You
But
had right.
do you prefer your kind of woman like should look some kind of way,
Yeah, I do.
apart from the behavior side and the way she
Well,
carry herself? Do you prefer your kind of woman should be looking some kind of way, like that kind of way thing?
I would say yes, I do, because the thing is this: according to society's eyes, I look good. Therefore, I keep myself in shape. I keep myself, well maintained as a person, body wise. Would I go with somebody who's 300 pounds? No.
Oh,
Obviously, no. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. I gotta be attracted to you. I have to be drawn into you. I have to want you and desire you, and I want her to do the same thing to me. When I was, coming in the '90s, I had women approaching me, and that gave me kind of like confidence in approaching women. I had them approach
yes,
me, and I was kind of like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I mean?
yes.
By that
So
time, sorry to interrupt, but by that time you're in the gym, you're working out and stuff like that.
I think it was kind of like even before, even like I said, even back then, I had people approaching me, but it was kind of like, these are older women and shit. I'm like saying, damn, these are like 40-year-old women, 35-year-old women,
Right.
And they want to mess with me.
I
You know
feel
what I
you.
mean?
I feel
So
you.
you
I even had
realize
one
they
woman
only
said I
want
want
to
some,
mess with
young
you.
dick, and I was like, oh my god. I said, I was like, oh, older black woman. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? It was kind of at that time in my life, it was shocking that adults will behave like that. Because
Exactly. I
even
agree.
here in the United States, there's a line you cross with children and adults. I mean, maybe it's that traditional African thing we have there too with us. It's kind of like you have a higher respect for adults, obviously, than people in your own generation. It was kind of shocking for me that an older woman who's kind of closer to my parents' age come at me. You know, as a young 20-year-old or something like that, or 18-year-old. You know, but you know, the girls in high school was kind of shy. You know, I mean, you know, kids was messing around. Like I said, it was that whole popularity contest in high school. You know, which is typical of American high schools. Very typical.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
worse now with social media.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have to be attracted to a specific person before you can, like start going out with the person and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
What about?
I just can't be not. You know, I tried dating a woman who I'm not really attracted to, and it just didn't work. I mean, you know, she had a great personality, she had all the great qualities and stuff like that, and it was just kind of like, man, I just can't do this. I can't. You know, when I kiss you, I don't feel nothing. You know what I mean? I don't feel that magnetism there. I just kiss you just to kiss you.
But your visit to Brazil, I guess you've been to Brazil several times, right?
I haven't been to Brazil yet, but I have cousins who went there. You know, I've been to places like Dominican Republic, you know, obviously Puerto Rico, and obviously Mexico. Like yourself, I've been to Mexico, but I've been more of the north of Mexico. I haven't visited Mexico City. I would love to visit Mexico City because I heard it had
on. Yeah, it is quite fantastic in Mexico City.
Yeah, and also have the Mexicans over here. I mean, LA for a second, Mexico too.
Yeah, but if you wanna meet the real Mexicans, then you have to be in Mexico City, because I let me just say this: I have seen a lot of Mexican like people saying there are Mexicans in the U.S. and they are Latino looking, but the real thing is when you are in.
I don't consider the Mexican. Not many Mexicans in the U.S. are Latino looking. It really depends. Some of them are short, brown skin, flat butts. You know, and others are tall.
Majority,
but I mean, you have a small percentage who are considered. I would consider white Mexicans, and that's like 5 or 10%. But the majority of them here, no. That's fine.
Okay, so what about down south, like Brazil, Colombia, and stuff like that? What have you heard of? Like, what have you heard of people saying?
Well, with my cousin, according to my cousin, who've been, you know, because my cousin traveled to Brazil. I think he has a timeshare in Brazil. He loved it. He loved because I think he specifically stayed at Rio. He loved it. He considered kind of Brazil like to be his second home. You know, I think he has somebody over there. And I also met another guy. He's a very religious person. And he met an Afro-Brazilian, and he got together with her and brought her back here, and they married. So,
okay,
you know,
okay, so he met Afro-Brazilian. Let me just say he was lucky then, because
maybe because he had money.
Yeah, this is what I always say. You know, like,
right?
Because for you to you know, like, date Afro-Brazilian, you have to be of some kind of standard. You understand? Because they are very, very selective. You know, like, selective, especially if you are black.
Yeah.
For them to go out with you, you have to get some kind of level. You know, like level. They want, if they go out with you, people will be like, okay, yeah, this is the guy. You understand? But with the white and the mix, they're not like that. So, like, sometimes I don't understand why.
No, the black women here will be chasing you up and down, bro. If you can't hear Supreme Leader, you better watch out. They chase your ass up and down.
Yeah, they would.
Like you better watch out. You be a target. They're gonna see fresh meat.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So me, like, because of that, you know, I just
especially Atlanta, because it's 5 women to every 1 guy.
Really?
Yeah. ATL. You just have to be careful there.
But you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm just okay here in
Right.
like Brazil
Yeah,
because
I hear you.
I hear you. I hear you. That's
yeah,
good.
because it's like when you are in America, okay, in the United States, it's like for you to get some kind of specific kind of woman, you have to be in some kind of level. That is what I heard because I've not been to America, like the United States before.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, because I do get a whole lot of inboxing on Instagram and stuff like that, and you know,
From
most of
African
the
American women.
yeah African American men, they be like, oh, okay,
No,
light
I'm talking
skin
about you
chick,
get a lot of
light skin
inbox
chick.
from African and a lot of American women.
Yeah, they be like light skin chick. How is it like to date a light skin chick in the United States? How is it like?
It's no big deal.
Yeah,
Nobody don't.
because it looks like they make it so much big deal that
You
that
see
chick.
that? It's kind of common for a dark skinned guy versus light skinned chicks. And, you know, for some reason, a lot of light skinned chicks might see or ethnic chicks. You know, dark skinned guys are stronger. You know,
So it's like it's that stronger thing over there, like that stronger
yeah,
thing.
you know,
Yeah,
better
because
better action in bed, that type of thing. You know, all that type of stereotypes. Even some white women. You know, sometimes you have to be very careful with certain white women you date. You have the ones who might fetish you. Okay.
really,
Use you.
Yeah.
Yep, use you.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. See.
No. You go ahead. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm agreeing.
You have to be careful as far as white women you date. You don't want to be treated like some type of sexual fetish. Where, oh man, I'm going to get me a black guy. You know, he's going to give it to me tonight. You know, I mean, that type of thing.
that type of thing. But
right.
yeah,
But you want to get somebody who's pretty much, if you want to get a white woman, you know, she probably won't even mention race all the time or how he mentioned it. You know what I mean? She'll just deal with you. And I dealt with that with a relationship with a white woman, as an individual, not as a fetish or just mentioning your color all the time. Like, oh man, our colors together and we blend in a perfect mix, you know, that type of thing. To me, that's kind of when I think about it now, I said that's kind of weird thinking.
yeah,
She see me as a fetish and not as a person.
yeah. I have been I have gotten that kind of experience too when I was in Mexico.
Right.
They were a bit curious about this kind of thing, and because of that, you know, everywhere I go, they try to get my number, and they call me, like. Okay, Mexico was a fantastic place. Let me just put it that way because, yeah,
I mean, with a light-skinned black person or woman or what have you, she most likely, in a lot of cases, have dark-skinned relatives. So it's not, you know, a real big factor. Like I said, if you go to the black community here, you see that consistently all the time. You see, I know a lot of Africans who dated very admixed people, because a lot of admixed people in places like Louisiana Creoles. One of my Nigerian friends, he preferred Creole women for some weird reason. That's all he goes for. And he married one. So it's not, you know, a real big deal. That's like I said, it's very common. That's what I'm saying. When you come here, you know, or any of your African friends, especially if you go to an all black area, especially Atlanta, you just got to be careful.
Okay, so let me also ask this question about age and body looking. What do you think about our black women when it comes to like keeping the body the way it's supposed to be, compared to the other race, compared to the mix and then the white women? What is your say on this when it comes to maintaining the body?
I'll give you a perfect example of that too. I live in California, and you know, probably Mike C might have a different experience because he's a little bit younger than me.
Yeah,
I would say it could be better. I mean, when I go to the gym, right, and I was talking to one of my friends about this, and then, you know, I said, you know what, the majority, if it's, you know, as far as whites, Mexicans or whatnot. I always encounter black men that go to the gym than black women, and I'm just trying to figure out why. And then, one of my friends, we're pretty much up there. We're not the 40s and all that. A lot of these women, unfortunately, out of shape. I even had one of my friends told me that a girl, she got a good job, career, and all that type of stuff, and she didn't like the sweat, but she's 4'11" and she weighs 180 pounds. She's fat.
Ooh, 4'11" and 180.
Yeah.
Whew, that's not good.
That's not good. And you find a lot of women who are out of shape. I mean, during my day, the women were like fire, man. They were just like really good shape and maintained. Even the younger women nowadays, man, it's just like, wow, when I see them on the street and, just really, really out of shape. And I don't know what happened. I would say a lot of them don't maintain very well these days.
Which is the black women or the white women? Which?
Oh, black.
Blacks, yeah.
Black, definitely in my area. Black women,
The reason why I'm saying this is if you look at the white women, okay, for example, here in Brazil, you can come across a white woman who maybe even have grandchildren, for example, but she's still in a very, like good shape, she doesn't have that kind of falling breast and, like those kind of things. But if you come across a black woman who is like who already have maybe 2 kids, for example, you cannot even look at her boobs in the bra. It looks some kind of way. And
I think what I think would prevent a lot of women from going to the gym is, for number one, they say this, and I hear comments all the time. Oh, I don't want to look like a lesbian. I'm not dissing lesbians. I don't want to have a shape. I don't want to develop muscles. They associate bodybuilding with lesbians for some weird reason. Some black women I know think that, but I'm like, nah. I said, your body is totally different from a man. You're not going to get those muscles. You're just going to be burning off fat. She's like, I don't know about that. Well, if they do go to the gym, they probably might go on a treadmill or do some type of aerobic exercise or something like that. But you won't see them, kind of like. You do see some black women who do, work out. I met a couple of sisters who work out.
Sometimes you come across this.
Yeah, you do. Unfortunately, lesbians. But anyway.
But when you talking about the mixed women and then the white women, right. Majority of them, even when they look, they look old, it still looks good. Right. The way, I don't know how to do it, but although they grow older quicker, but when you see them, they look they look presentable than most of our our black sisters when they have kids and stuff like that. It's very disturbing to that kind of thing.
You do. It also depends on your socioeconomic level too. Even among whites here, whites who are, I guess, lower in the class structure here, we have that a lot here too. Obviously, I would say let's go to Walmart. It will give you an indication what white people look like. Yeah. What I mean?
Walmart versus Target.
Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It's usually white people who are, I guess, anybody who's in the upper scale of economics, whether white or some black people as well, they'll probably keep themselves more maintained versus people who are in the lower middle class income bracket.
Okay, so Maxie,
depends on region. Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
Maxie, you have been to Brazil several times.
Yes, sir.
And I know you've seen cool girls. You've seen all kind of women here. What is your say? Because to me, even the older women look attractive here.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't really matter if the person is rich or poor, but even the older women look attractive here.
So you didn't bring it back, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, Hassan.
Yes,
Hassan?
sir. How you doing? I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. You were talking to
It's
somebody.
like hustles at work.
No, Hassan was talking to somebody. He wasn't talking.
Oh,
To
Yeah,
okay.
I think he's at work. I think he's at work personally.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
just mute his microphone so that it doesn't interrupt us. Okay, so like I said, here when you come to the not only in Brazil but in the south of America itself, it looks like most of even the older women they look very
Exactly.
very attractive, like
Yep. I saw a
very
lot of that.
attractive.
I saw a lot of that in Rio.
Yes, if you are walking on the street, you
Oh.
go to a supermarket and
Mhm.
stuff like that. You see, they are older women, but they look
Mhm.
super
In
attractive.
shape, fit, tight.
So it
I think
look, yeah.
the reason for that, what I think, is because you guys eat a whole lot better down there. You guys eat a
I
lot
think so,
more
too.
organic food. Yeah. Here in America, when people eat a whole lot of processed food, which isn't good for you, but
Right.
you guys in Brazil eat. Yeah, exactly. You guys eat a whole lot better. The food is much healthier. And one thing I've noticed is Brazilians are into fitness. They're very much into fitness, especially down in Rio. You guys like to work out,
No,
walk, hit the gym.
Brazilians they like going to the gym. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I've noticed
They
that.
like going to the gym. And
There's a lot
lots.
of
Not,
gyms.
I'll give
it's
you a
like
little
a regular
I'll give you a
Yeah.
perfect nugget supremely. You can look up the stats on this. 40% of Americans are overweight. That goes across the racial board here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Because here it's it's a little bit some kind of way because it's like when you just come to Brazil, and then start walking on the street in the morning.
Mhm.
You will see a lot of older women, but
Oh, yeah.
they look just like fantastic, like attractive. But when you go to some places, for example, like Europe, it's you, they look old. You know, like, like so sometimes I do ask a lot of these questions. Like for example, in Africa, West Africa specifically, you come across a girl or a lady who is 30 years or 35 years and she's already old. Like she
Right.
doesn't look anywhere attractive. Like no, she's not attractive. So it's sometimes it's a bit scary. Like I don't really understand the whole thing.
It's kind of weird. Even with the dating thing, one of my friends was telling me that, I thought it was weird, and he was showing me some pictures that some of the single women here are like more overweight than women who just got divorced and have 3 kids. I said, "Are you serious?" And he showed me an example, and we kind of did like a statistic estimate. I'm like, "Wow, that's kind of crazy." Hold up, she never got married, she never had kids, but she is grossly overweight versus this woman who was married and have kids and divorced and all that, and she's looking pretty good. And I'm assuming maybe it's kind of like a weird type of mix too. It's just. But then again, here in California, that weed smoke and stuff is becoming very popular, and a lot of young people. I'm not saying weed or smoking weed make you unhealthy.
Yeah.
But it might be some correlation to it.
Makes you lazy. I know that for a fact. Yeah. They
Yeah,
legalized it. They legalized it in California.
Yeah, it is, man. It's just kind of
okay.
annoyed because I could smell it when people walking around the streets.
Oh, damn!
It's kind of like invading my face. You know what I mean?
So in California, it's all about a ganja. Like it's all about a ganja. You have to get a ganja on the road.
Oh man, kind of dangerous, man.
Man, you fit right in. You're crazy.
It's all about the ganja, man.
I can see you at Venice Beach hanging out.
I have a question, you guys. I've been here almost like 11, 12 years. Something is not right dating in USA, really, to be honest with you guys. Like there is attitude with the ladies, kind of stuff. So even African woman who was not born here, when they came here and stay for a while, I see something different, kind of somewhat attitude. So changes? What changes the girls when they come here? And also, there's something not right here. I don't really understand.
But I told you guys most of the time that black women majority have attitude. It's
I mean,
natural.
he lives in Utah, though. I mean, because Utah is not, I'm not saying it don't have a huge African American population, particularly. I mean, they probably might have a small African American population versus somewhere where he might get a variety of different people in the southern states, or even in California too. He'll get that mixture because we even have, like Mike C says, we have a comfortable Ethiopian Eritrean community here as well too. So Utah is pretty much Mormon, white
Yeah.
No, not
majority,
only
and
by
you do
state.
have.
I'm
Huh?
sorry. I used to live in Chicago, Minneapolis, all over
Okay.
the places. So, but attitude, like even if you say want to say hi, nice, gently, like they rolling eyes and all, it's something.
I
Oh,
can tell you. I can tell you.
yeah.
You're talking about like the African women and the Ethiopian women.
Uh,
The
not
black women in general,
most
trust
most
me.
of them the African American, but now
Oh, the
going
African women.
with
Oh,
our
okay. It just
also they
program. It
included
just
our others, yeah.
Yeah, it's just programming. Basically, they're getting a lot of attention from men, and they just feel like they have the upper hand. That's all it is. But if you put those same women in a country like Brazil, they wouldn't get any attention. That's all. That's all that is. I mean,
Yes, so that is
Oh,
why I love my
Yeah.
Brazil, because my
yeah.
Brazil,
Hmm.
you
Right.
don't get this kind of attitude. I remember I went to the airport to check something out there at the airport, and I saw two black sisters who were in need of somebody who can help them with the language and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
And I
Mhm.
thought, okay, maybe they might need my help or something. And I, because of my experience with black women, when I see them, I don't even want to even, no, I don't have anything like feelings. Forget it. Because of
Hmm.
my experience, I don't, when I see black women, I can just talk, we laugh, but for me to feel like, I want to go out with this one, it never happens to me. Like, never ever. So I thought like, okay, I should just uh, go and then ask them if maybe they need some help or something. And when I went, when I said hello, hello, the kind of attitude that I had, like some kind of, who is this guy? Meanwhile, when you go to the mixed woman or the mix or the white woman and you say hello, you get some heavy smile and stuff like that. My own black sister, I just wanted to help her, like the two of them, they were two. One was from Nigeria, and the other one I didn't know where she was from. And I was like, because I saw them struggling with the immigration and stuff like that, and the immigration wanted some information and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me just go there and then see if I can help. So when I went there, I was like, hello, my sister, and the kind of attitude that I had, and I just didn't waste so much time, and I said, okay, fine, no problem. Let me just go away.
I would say this in the big
I
cities. I would say black people here in generally are less friendlier. But when you go out in the countryside, obviously, a lot of people, or even the southern states, when I go to New Orleans and stuff like that, people do say hi or say hello, women and men. When you're walking down the street and stuff like that, especially if they see you consistently. So it has a lot to do with where you live at. It's kind of funny because I remember some years ago I was talking with a Nigerian guy. I used to go to we used to go to the same gym, and he used to talk about a time when LA people used to say hi to each other. And he said as the city grown, it became less so. And even with the women, he was like saying the women were just friendly and all that, but he said it just changed. People
Yeah,
people don't trust each other.
attitude. I don't know. Most of our black sisters, I won't say all of them, but I will say most because majority are like that.
Yeah.
So my experience with them is just ooh la la. You understand? I remember, yes. So when they are giving me that kind of, maybe I like this guy looks, I don't even pay attention to it because look, because I know it's two things. Either they are seeing something and they want to know more, or maybe because of how you look, the person wants to get to know you or something. You understand? But majority of the white women or mixed women, you look even simple, they will just be nice to you and all that. By your own black sister's age. So most of my experience with them is horrible. Very, it's like disaster. You understand? Like, and even it's like I'm only trying to help, just going there to help. Like trying to help, and it's horrible. I remember another one in Casablanca. I did a transit in
in Morocco.
Casablanca. Yeah, in Morocco, in Casablanca, and it was disaster. And another one also was in Rome, Italy, and it was a disaster. And look, if I'm telling you my experience with them, oh, I won't even talk about the one I went through when I was back there in Ghana.
Right.
You understand? Because they have so much attitude, and when they see you going out with a different race, then it's another
yeah.
big question mark. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's even worse. I remember we went to Portugal with my wife. We were in like we went to Portugal, and it was a big problem. Whenever the black women they see us, it's a big problem. Like
Mm-hmm.
They
you get
catch
that.
attitude with you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like straightforward. They are not joking.
Oh, yeah.
Like who the fuck is this guy? Like
Right.
you understand, man? Yeah. So my wife was like, man, why do they have so much problem with us like that? And the white woman and the white men, the Portuguese people are super cool with us. Like they were very helpful, they were very nice, and but our black people, when we see them, it was like a war film. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a war. So I always say this, but people don't agree with me though. People be like, no, this guy is always saying stuff about his own race and stuff like that.
No, I mean,
In my race, like
what you saying is kind of factual. I mean, like
It is.
man, and it's super sad that your own race will be behaving some kind of way. You just want to be nice. You just want to get to know the person, and the person will just be some kind of way. Like it's, and the worst thing is they misbehave to make everybody see that they are misbehaving. Like they won't do it in a way that is going to be a little bit lighter in some kind of way. They do it for everybody to see that, like, yeah, you, we don't want you. We are some kind of way with you. You understand?
right.
So, man, because of that, man, I just decided, look, I'm not going to put that kind of hustle. Like I'm not going to do that. Look, because I go with a very simple fact that, like, like if you are cool, I'm cool. You
Right.
understand? So, like for example, I do get a lot of backlash, especially from most of my black female friends from Africa and also from the United States. They be like, man, you are crazy. You are always going out with different race. We've never seen you going out with black women. But they don't remember that I'm from Africa. In Africa, I've been with a lot of black people over there before coming. Yeah. And when we are telling them the fact, they don't want it. Like, man, it's just sad. It's just sad how most of our sisters, they have that kind of attitude. If, you even want to help them, it's just sad. So me, dating all kind of race, I would just say the best experience is dating out of my race. I've always had the fantastic experience. I don't really know about you guys, but then me, I will always say the
It's the
truth.
same.
Like,
It's the
yeah,
same.
man, and my own black sisters, going out with them was like a war film. Like they always have something in mind, and they always have like that kind of mindset. I remember when I got here, I got married to one. My first wife was black, and it was crazy,
Was she from
man.
Brazil or was she from Africa?
Oh, she was Brazilian, black
Okay.
Brazilian, man.
Wow.
Because when I came, I was like, okay, man, let me just try and then hang out with my own kind. Like, man, it wasn't easy. I'm telling you. Even before we got married,
She
I
wasn't ghetto,
was
was she? I hope she wasn't ghetto.
man. She was all kind of way. man, man, she was all kind of
Oh
way,
my
Sound
bro.
like an
God.
American sister.
Yeah.
Man, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she was all kind of way, bro. Like,
Woo.
and look, she was super, super like that kind of quick to quick to draw conclusion when she sees somebody.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
even laugh at people. Like I always be like, no, you don't do that. You don't know
Yeah.
the kind of situation that person is in. You don't just laugh at people like, man, she was crazy, man. And before we got married, she was like, "Oh, you want to marry me because you want to stay here in Brazil, blah blah blah." And I was already a permanent residence holder here before I even married. Lack of education. She was thinking some kind of way, and she was talking to most of her black sisters and stuff like that, and they were like, "No, this guy, blah blah blah." So when you think, oh, that's a black sister, so let me just put myself together so that we can do something great. She's already drawing conclusions about you and blah blah blah. And the white ones and the other race, they are just nice. They don't even ask so much questions. They are even going to ask
I bet you
you
she was
to
pretty
marry
much
them and
asking you
stuff
if you have
like
a
that.
wife in Africa too. She was like, he probably married in Africa and he's gonna go back and forth
Whoa,
after. Yeah, I've been noticing women be saying that when they date certain African guys or what have you, like, oh, he got a wife in Africa and he's just using me for
yeah,
the green card, and all that.
yeah.
Yeah,
But if you meet other race like the mix or the white, they don't even care about this kind of thing. Like like they don't care. Like at that very moment, what they look at is the feeling that you guys, like you guys have for each other and stuff like. But when you meet the black ones, most of the time they draw conclusions a lot. Like a lot. You understand? Like it's something else. I'm just being real. Like my experience with our black sisters is just a disaster. All the time it's only disaster. They
I
they are
agree.
quick to draw. They are quick to draw conclusions. So
Yeah.
me, I just told myself I won't. I'm not going to spend on any big baby. Yes, I won't do that. If you are not supportive, you are not ready to contribute the same as me, forget. I'm not going to do any bullshit like that. I'm not ready to settle for any less. You understand? Like,
yeah.
because they are very selective. Oh. If you are not working, you are not like this, you are not like that,
You,
forget.
you
They are
know what?
not.
You're
Yeah,
right. You're right. Because one of my friends who was having, and one of my friends have a good job. I'm not going to tell where he worked exactly.
yeah.
I would say he worked at one of the government agencies as a contractor. And me and him was talking on the phone because I'm with somebody, and a successful sister, real estate market and stuff like that. And I guess she started pounding him with questions. She wanted to know whether he owned a home and all this other stuff.
Wow.
And he was like, my buddy was telling me, he said he has no doubt that she pretty much looked him up in the internet, and since she's a real estate agent, to see whether he's a homeowner or not.
Mm.
You see,
I,
so look,
Mm.
it's
that,
even
was, that
worse
was
in
that was
Africa.
the criteria.
It's even
Mm.
worse. Look, it's even worse in Africa. I'm telling you on a serious note. Like when you go there and you want that kind of woman that you want, man, it's not easy. You have to be financially sound. You have to be on some kind of level before you can go out with your kind of woman. And all that.
Right.
Look, it's just disaster. It's just disaster. This is the reason why most of the black brothers are not even paying attention to the black sisters anymore. I don't know if they 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 have realized that, but look, it's just a disaster. You understand what
It's
I'm
kind of
saying?
funny. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
certain,
weird.
because I notice there's a lot of successful black women, and you're right. A lot of them are single.
A
Um,
lot, a
lot,
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 a
lot,
lot of
lot.
them are super single. You
Yep.
understand? Like,
Right.
so I just use my first wife as example. Like,
Mhm.
man, she's crazy. Woo!
But the thing is, what I tell one of my cousins, she's successful, and she was like, "Oh, he's not at my level." I was like, "What are you talking about? He's not at your level."
Yeah, like that.
I said, "Well, I got a house, I got this," and I guess for their perspective, since they supposedly quote, I'm putting these in quotes because I think it's a whole lot of BS. They
Yeah.
made it in life, as far as that upper middle class life. They want the same gentleman with that level, and it's funny though because when I'm looking at my female cousins who don't have all those degrees, but they married, have kids, and they're happy. Whereas versus my educated sisters I know and educated cousins I know, they're not married, they're unhappy, and they're looking for that guy with that level, which is pretty much 1 or 2%. And I said you won't even date a person. I said they make good money. Who is a plumber? Oh no, I won't date that. I said, why you won't date a plumber? I said, since some of them get 6 figures. So I said, you know that, right? So, oh, really? But his job, he got a dirty job. And I said that don't make no type of sense or reasoning. I'm like, there's no logic right there.
Because if you look at other race, when they meet you, they are not even interested in what you're doing. They don't even want to know it. Some even don't want to even know where you sleep. They don't care. That very moment, if the feeling is there, that's what matters. And most of our black sisters, they don't settle for less, and they're not ready for that. So they end up being single, 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 and then boom, they grow old. And
Yep.
when they grow old, they turn cougar. That is when, yeah, that is when
You
they
know the
start.
you know the cycle. You know the
Oh
cycle
yeah,
I
well.
know that.
You know
oh
it.
yeah, and that is where they start looking for younger guys, and then you see them crying and stuff like that. I gave
Right.
him everything, and it's not. But you had the chance to become what
Mhm.
you want to become. At least give some guy some kind of chance. Like, he's a plumber, fine. What is wrong with that?
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's
Plumbers make good money. They're handyman. I mean, if you have some problems in the house, you'll be able
man.
to fix it.
Man, most of our sisters don't settle for less. Forget it. I'm telling you. So I always tell my black brothers, look, don't settle for less too. If you are going to marry a sister, make sure she's on the level. Yes. If you are going to marry a sister, she should be on a level. If she's not, men, run. Yes, run. Because make sure you run. If look, run.
Now,
Because they are,
I've always been
yeah.
curious about the African relationships in the United States between same nationalities. I want to do a lot of Canadians because I noticed that I know a lot of Nigerians. They are, from what I've seen, married to African Americans. Some of them, um, but I wonder how the relationships like in the United States versus in Africa or in Brazil, as far as African relationships. How was that like?
Look, let me just tell you this. The truth, I will tell you the truth. The truth is, majority of us Africans, we prefer going back to marry back home, even when we get married to these black sisters, even who are from here or who are from the United States and stuff like that. You understand? Why? Because of the cultural differences. You understand the cultural differences. An African man has that kind of mindset that as a man, you don't even have to go to the kitchen at all. You only go to the kitchen if maybe the food is ready, or you go to the kitchen if maybe you have eaten and maybe there is nobody at home and you have to leave the plate at the kitchen for the woman to come and wash it and stuff like that. So They look at all these things. So when they get married to the women from the Western world, they don't get all of these things, and they think that no, they are doing too much. You understand? They are not supposed to be doing all of this. So only few of us, okay, only few of us try to understand. You understand? To balance everything. You understand? Like to balance the whole thing. You understand? So majority will get married to Black American or Black Brazilian and stuff like that. But at the long run, they will prefer doing what? Living and then going and then be like, oh, now I have to get somebody from Ghana because uh, she's going to wash my clothes, wash the dishes, cook, and maybe go to work, bring the money to, and like they have that kind of mindset. And also, uh, most of most of the brothers to get married to most of the sisters because of like the Black American sisters because they think um, they are the easiest to like they are maybe close to what they but they end up not being so close to what they are looking for because they do forget that even though these people are Black, they still have different culture. They don't have any similar culture. The only similar thing they have is the same color, but the culture is typically different. You
Right.
understand? So it's there is a lot of confusion here. You understand when it comes to African guy going out with uh, Black American or Black Brazilian or Black blah blah blah. There is always a confusion. It's only few of us who simply understands and also try to even understand more. You understand? So it's a big confusion. Trust me.
But I would say my dating interaction it's been positive for me. I'm not gonna front on that. I mean, I had some positive experience, and I had a few little negative experiences as well, but it's been positive. Like I said, I don't like being fetishized, so I try not to get with around women who are like that. As far as fetish, because me being a dark skinned Black man of my dark skin, I hate that. I kind of like, you know what I mean? It puts you in some type of way of somebody being somebody's toy. I'm not nobody's toy,
Mm-hmm.
or some sex toy, or something like that, or some
Mm-hmm.
Mendingo type of concept, they construct they might have in their mind. But the white women who I got with, it's funny though because it seems like I have more vibe with foreign white women than I do with white American women for some weird reason. And I have a feeling it has a lot to do with the cultural framework in the United States that, I mean, I had foreign women from, places like Sweden and stuff like that come up on me in the United States.
Yeah,
And we just started talking and it wasn't about, my racial makeup or my racial background. She liked me because of me, because I was, you know, she was attracted to me. I was attracted to her, that type of thing. I mean, she even asked me, why don't I go to Sweden and live instead of the United States? That type of situation. Whereas a few times, dating, certain white Americans here, and then I had to question myself as far as why I'm dating this woman. She was like, oh, in my town, my father's racist. And, and they might say some offensive stuff about you or me dating a Black person, this and
Black
that. And
person.
then I'm like thinking, what would I am? Some type of, you know, mascot or something? You're going to parade me around to your family and, um, you know what I mean? And trying to, throw me at your parents as far as some type of form of rebellion. I try to stay away from people, or if I'm dating a white
Yeah,
person like that versus a white person who just don't care. You know what I mean? Who that's not about my race, is about Brian as a person and not my skin color, and not coming from these towns, small towns like Arkansas, where everyone's racist and my father's racist and my mother's racist, and I don't want to be dealing with no issues if I get with you.
but are
With
you are you like, for example, quick to draw conclusions to,
no, they
or
tell me
like
this. They tell me this.
they tell you direct?
They tell me direct. It's not something I drew in my mind. They tell me direct as far as what their parents are like, and then she's like, one person told me, he said maybe the reason why I'm dating a black person bills me at that moment is because of rebellion with my parents, that type of thing. And also kind of, not keen of, certain white women who just said, I'll only date black guys. Okay. Is there other criteria of the black guys? Oh, no, just that you have to be black. That's it.
Yeah. It's fact. But then,
I mean, I can understand.
Europe,
I mean, we all got our tastes. I mean, some people like blondes. I'm talking about white people. Some black people like
Northern Europe is a little bit different. Like Sweden, Denmark, like Finland, Estonia, Iceland, Greenland. The women over there are a little bit different. Like they don't look at all these things. Like is black, is mixed, is they don't look at all this crap. You understand? So I think because I have ever dated somebody from Estonia, okay,
right,
and we were there. It was just fine, and they don't even look at the color anymore. You understand? Like they don't even care. You understand? And when you go to Northern Europe, you just meet a whole lot of white women who have been into relationship with ordinary black guys and have kids with them, and life is still going on well. There's no problem and stuff like that. So it's when you talk of someone from Sweden, it's quite not strange at all because
it's not strange, and I felt a little bit more. It felt a lot more organic, a lot more relaxing. That I'm in an actual relationship versus dealing with. I mean, because let me just face it. Because even going through California, it's not so bad here in comparison, maybe to like other states. If I went to some place like Utah or something like that, it might be something totally different. I'm not very sure. Even in the South, it kind of like going through that change, but you still do have an undercurrent there in regards to interracial relationships and stuff like that. I mean, mainly what I'm focusing on here is black and white, that type of thing. That historical animosity people have with each other. But like I said, dating European women, it was no problem. I dated a woman from Spain. It was just no issue. It was just a normal relationship. You know what I mean? We get in our arguments, we laugh, we joke.
You joke about it.
We didn't even think about race. That was like kind of like the last thing we talked about. But certain women I did date, it was race. I'm like, I said, you're bringing it up more than this angry black woman who's the waitress.
It's crazy. Like when you come across this kind of things too. But anyway, lucky for me, I haven't experienced this kind of like specific thing. Race is black, is from Africa, and
I think you probably would get along better due to the fact that you're not from here.
Yeah.
Versus me, who actually live here. I mean, you'll be like I wouldn't say a safe black, but you'd be that exotic black.
Yeah, and also you have to remember Africans are very selective when it comes to choosing a partner to stay with.
Right.
They are very, very like selective about that. They always go back to Africa. Majority, I would say all, but majority will always prefer, like they'll get into it and then leave. They'll get into it and then leave. So
yeah, I mean, what like experience? I'm just curious about that as far as dating interracially.
Yeah, yeah. So me specifically, I haven't had any, like issue going out with different other race. But the issue I have had much more is with my own race. Like with the black sisters, they are very, like they have attitude. So it's crazy. And But
So,
in my
Supreme
next
Leader,
video, I'm going to bring up
I'm,
Hold on.
the race thing.
I'm
Hassan is
sorry
talking.
interrupted you, Supreme Leader.
Yeah.
My question is, and the other gentleman who visit Brazil a couple of times or who lives there, my question is, I'm already married 2 wives and I'm okay with it. I'm already settled. So I'm looking for my third wife to be Brazilian, I guess. How do they see married multiple wives, like, or maybe maximum 4 wives? How do they see that? Crazy, or they most of them okay with it, or they get used to with it, or how's that sounds? Like marrying
Okay.
multiple women.
Okay. Here, marrying multiple women, it's a little bit. How do I say? It's a little bit, not a little bit. It's strange to a lot of people. Like it's strange. But if you know your ways. Listen, what I'm saying. If you know your ways, you can get multiple women and get them to talk. You understand? Like get them to understand each other and stuff like that. If you know your ways, it's all about you as an individual, how you handle your things. You understand? Even in Africa, it's not that easy to settle down with two women,
Yeah.
like multiple women,
Yes.
even in
Yes. The
Africa.
first time.
Unless maybe
The first time.
you
Yeah.
are a Muslim or something. You understand?
Yeah.
One question I have for
Every,
Hussein. The women who are you married to now, what nationality are they? I'm just curious.
both of them, they have the same nationality and they're okay with it. But first
No,
time they get
what
married,
nationality? Which, I mean, are they American? Are
they
they from
have
your
and have.
country?
No, like half Ethiopian, half Somalian. Both of them kind of mixed there, but not
Okay.
African American though. No, not African,
Yeah.
not African American. So my question, Supreme Leader, is: I know nobody likes to share her man with another woman. That's fact. I understand that. First time you will have some difficulties. You know what I mean? And you have to buy some gold. You know what I mean? It takes some time, but finally they will settle. So I was thinking like, man, like I don't want to cheat. Like, hey, I separate them. But anyway, they know each other. You know what I mean? They support each other. They take care of each other. It's blessing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah,
So, but the
yeah.
first time was very difficult. So I was thinking the Brazilian culture, is that something normal? The men have a couple of wives and they know each other, not a girlfriend or something like that.
Okay, there are people who are able to do that. Okay, personally, I know some few people who have two wives and the wives do get along, and there is a possibility of you getting it when you live here. But the thing is, like I say, you as an individual or you as the man, you have to know yourself. You have to know your ways out of this kind of situation. You understand? Because
Yes, yes,
um,
yes.
it's not a simple thing. You understand? Because there are people who have two women and they don't live together with them. They live separately. You understand? And the women know each other. But this kind of thing too is not an easy thing. There are people who also have two women. They live with them under the same roof. They have
That's
kids. They take care of each other. Here, I personally know some few. I won't say a lot, but I know some few. You understand?
what about
So
what about the legal side? The legal side. What about
the
Brazil?
legal side is not simple. It's not possible because the legal side they make it very clear that you cannot marry two women. Period.
Oh,
You
okay, that's
understand? But
nice.
on the other side, you can do that. Like making them understand. Look, I have this. I have that. I know a lot of uh, Brazilian men who have two women who the women understand each other. And when you ask, he's in the other. He's spending time with the other wife, but he'll be coming here maybe next week. You understand? Like there is that kind of understanding.
Are those
But then,
guys? Are
yeah,
those guys? Those Brazilian guys you're talking about? Those guys are they rich Brazilians or
That's a good question.
do they
no,
have
no, they
money
are
or?
not. No, they are not rich. They are not rich. It's just understanding. You understand?
Okay.
It's just understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, there are some women who prefer you being open, but it's not easy. You understand? Like it's not that easy to be just that open, open, open. You understand? It's
I
not
know
that
I know
easy.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to know your way around them
All right,
until you
I
yeah,
got it.
but it's possible. It's always possible because here, like I said, there are a lot of women than the men. You understand? So the possibility of you being able to do that is high. But you
Now,
have to know and you have to understand how to
now
get
Hussein, is
yourself.
your marriage legal? I mean, you live in Utah, you said, right?
Yeah,
No,
he
I live in North
says.
Dakota right now. Very
Okay, I'm just
close to, yeah.
because I know in Utah, I think having multiple, wives or something like that with the Mormons is pretty much
Yeah, the
legal.
Yeah,
Mormon,
yeah, that's
yeah,
common. Yeah, that's
unlimited.
common.
You can have unlimited. That's what they said.
Mhm.
But in the
uh,
Dakota, I mean, I know Dakota is definitely a different world. It's hardly. I didn't know too many East Africans or what have you, Africans period, venture in those regions, which is pretty much predominantly white or a little bit of
Mhm.
Native Americans. But
Mhm.
that must be a totally different experience living up there.
What
oh yeah.
brought you? You don't mind? You don't mind me asking? What brought you to North Dakota? Why'd you move there?
Yeah.
I visited one of my friends, and then I never go back to Chicago. I moved from Chicago to here. I
Oh
visited
wow.
one of my friends back home, and I found a job right away. And I say, no, I can't go back.
Okay.
then,
I
Cool.
mean, do you
then
feel a little bit
around.
isolated there? I'm just curious about that as far as culturally speaking.
I'm sorry. What do you say?
Do you feel culturally isolated there? I mean, because I know North Dakota don't have any type of sizable group of people of African origins that live
No,
up there.
it
Besides,
depends.
yeah,
If you go to rural side, there is a majority of white, but the bigger city there's a ton of black, like a lot. So many different African American, Liberian, Ghana. It's a lot. But if you go countryside, no, you won't see a lot. They will see you like a celebrity or something like that.
right. Now, is the Native American population big over there? I'm just curious.
Yes, 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 a lot. Yeah, because but still majority of white, but
Mhm.
all other race are minority really. But native,
Our
there's
president,
yes, but there's a lot of native, yes.
yeah.
So
Some
no,
didn't know Supreme Lead. I'm learning something new. You're getting us all together.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know nothing about North Dakota.
Yeah, yes. This is how we learn. Okay, so it's just fantastic to bring the ideas together to understand each place. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
never knew they had something like that too as well. So it's
Oh, in
also
Utah.
strange to me too as well. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they do.
Hassan,
yes,
those are
sir.
your two wives. Do they live together?
Same city, but not in the same roof. No,
And this is Ethiopia, right? Or
mixed Somalian and Ethiopian. The mother
okay.
is Somalian. Yeah,
Do they
something
live
like
in
that.
They live in Ethiopia?
No, 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 no. They live in U.S.
The U.S.
Both
Oh,
they live.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. They live.
Oh, they live with you.
Yeah, I married one in
Oh,
when I
okay.
was in Africa, and then I married another
Oh,
one
okay.
when I was
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Now, the
Cool.
one who
Cool.
lived here.
Cool.
Now, this is a very interesting question. Now, you
Cool.
said one of your wives. Did she grow up here, or she just lived here?
No, she was living here when I get married. But I told her, I have another wife, and I will look for the second wife, and she was okay with it.
What I'm saying is, she American, like American Ethiopian, American Somali, because they
Yeah,
do
she's
have a
yeah,
different
yeah. They
mentality.
are actually both of them. They are originally they was born in Somalia, but they
Okay.
moved to here when they was little.
Hmm.
So
That's
they
interesting.
naturalized it, but still I see them as a Somalia for some reason.
I mean, how do you deal with their attitudes though? Because since they get influenced by, American culture, American ways, went to school with a lot of Americans, have that type of attitude. Probably watch the
Like,
Housewives of Atlanta and all that type of stuff.
yeah,
Listen to certain music. How do you navigate that?
actually, most of them they was been here 15 years or something like that. You can see there's some change, but not a lot. So it's not something they was born here. They was been here 15 years, but the media brainwashed them and the culture things. It wasn't easy, but I pull off. It was very difficult. But if I was in back home, I would like to have four wives if I can afford the money. You know what I mean? Or if
Now,
I can support them all, then yeah.
Now, do both of your wives work independently, or how about that?
Yes, yeah, both of them they were.
Now, do they mention that they probably mention you as a husband? They probably don't mention that you have two wives, or to their friends, to their co-workers at work, whether it be white Americans, Black Americans, Native
Actually,
Americans, or what have you.
I don't know about that, but to be honest with you, everyone consider I'm a her husband, but legally I'm married to one. But both of them
Gotcha.
but spiritual, yes, we married with spiritual, whatever that's. But the culture legally, they allows me only one, but that's fine. And I have I have 6 kids now, so it's.
So one of them is technically speaking, when we say in American terms, one of them is your side wife.
I
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, since you're not legally married to her, she's basically your baby mama, extra baby mama right there on the side.
That's your side view. It looks like that, but it's not really, because legally we married in a spiritual leader. You know what I mean?
I got you. But what I'm saying is, as far as since you could only be.
But they told me, like, are you married? No, I married wife. Oh, this is one of your wife too? Say yes, but how can you marry your spiritual married? Yes, and then like that, because they can't call me like that. Yeah. So.
Oh, man. All right. That's cool.
All right. I mean, I hear. I mean, if they're good with it, that's fine. But
yeah, exactly.
Because I noticed that Eritreans and Ethiopians and Somalis who grew up here and raised here, they have a totally different attitude in comparison to those who just came here or came here like 10 years ago.
So I have a quick question for you.
Which one?
The question is, you used to live in here, right? In US, right? And then you moved to Brazil, right?
Oh, talking about Supreme Leader.
No, I'm talking about you.
No, I never, actually, I grew up here, most of my life, but I traveled to many different countries in the world. But I haven't been to Brazil yet. I plan on going there pretty much.
It was the other gentleman who was there.
No, I lived here my entire life. I was born and raised in America. I only visited Brazil. I never lived there. Yeah, I still live in America. Yeah, I was born, raised in America. Visited Brazil a couple times.
But I know some people. Personally. He has money though. He married an Afro-Brazilian and brought her back over here. And then I have a cousin who has a townhouse in Brazil as well. He goes there quite often in Rio.
So the gentleman who visited Brazil a couple of times, how was the dating life in here in back home? How would you compare the ladies? I know where Supreme Leader stands. I don't have to ask him. I know.
The women in Brazil, they're much more feminine than American women. They're much more sweeter, They're more willing to hang out, If they like you, they'll let you know. If they don't like you, they'll let you know also. It's less games, Much more sweeter, always down to hang out. No attitude, no bad attitude. I haven't came across one Brazilian woman with a bad attitude. I know they're out there, but they're just probably far and few in between, They're not poisoned. Brazilian women, they're not poisoned by Western media. They're much more agreeable, much more enjoyable to be with. They're not toxic, Because I've dated quite a few, and I met quite a few when I went down there 2 times, especially in Rio. Especially when I went down to Rio.
Yeah, that's the place I want to visit.
You got to go, man. You got to go. That's your first stop, man. Then I went to Rio first. Then I went to Sao Paulo. The issue I have with Sao Paulo is it's like New York City.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's Sao Paulo is too much of it, like advanced city,
it's like New York.
It's so advanced, and
there's a hell of a lot of pollution there too. There's a lot of pollution in the air. The pollution is bad there.
I don't like Sao Paulo, to be frank with you.
I stayed when I went. I stayed where Alphaville is. You've been to Barure, Supreme Leader?
No, I have only been to what do you call it? Rio Branco in Guarulhos.
Oh, Guarulhos. Okay, by the airport.
Yes.
Okay, by the airport. Okay, Okay.
And, I have been there. Let me just say 3 times.
3 times. Okay, over by the airport.
Times, because I had some friends.
Supreme Leader, another
Yeah,
gentleman. You asked me a question earlier, but I didn't get time to answer. So my question is, what am I looking for, woman? You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, about the
yes,
virgin.
I remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
My question about this: why does she have to be a virgin?
yeah.
I mean,
yes,
I
why?
say it like this: I had the worst experiences of sex. The worst sex I
Mhm.
had with virgin women is just kind of like, I don't want to be an instructor or somebody who is
I
fidgeting.
agree.
I mean, I like a woman who
No,
knows what she
okay.
wants. I
Supreme
love a
Leader.
woman who knows what she wants. I'm not saying being aggressive or anything like that, but know what she want
Yeah.
and
So
know how to,
Supreme Leader.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Okay.
I think it's
I think he
okay.
froze. Yeah, I
I
think he
think he's
froze
gone.
up.
I don't know. Is that the
Yeah,
South
Yeah.
Dakota's internet?
No,
yeah, the internet.
yeah. So what I was telling you, Supreme Leader, is there's two different women. Like if you want to mess with women, and it doesn't matter what she want to be. You know what I mean? You can enjoy the night and then move on. That's different case. But if you want a married woman, someone that you want to spend rest of your life, you know, you have to have a criteria. You have to know what you want exactly. Like, yeah, like she have to be sweet. She have to be helpful. She have to be like be a good man. You have to do your own research. You cannot choose only are you virgin? No, and then that's it. You have to have a lot of because this person you're going to spend the rest of your life, right?
Yeah, but
So to
you
me,
were more
if I
concerned
want
about the what do you call it? About the virgin side,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
So
If
that
you're gonna
was
go to, yeah, it's part of it, but not only include that one. You know what I mean? But there's also a lot of other lists that end the list. So anyway, nobody will get what they want 100%. You know what I mean? So
I
and
think that
also
is what
this
you have
this
to
is
consider.
what this is. Yeah, and also the problem is in West where we live right now. It's completely different thing. I'm telling you, it's like 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 in back home where you come from, Ghana.
Yeah.
If a woman is sleep with a man, either dating or whatever, what we consider that woman? Hoe, right? Or
No, I
prostitute.
mean me. I don't simply, I don't simply draw conclusions about women who, like go out with a whole lot of guys because let me say this, okay? Let me say this. It's better, okay? It's better to marry someone who is nice and welcoming and have warm heart and is ready to like to mingle than to go and marry somebody who is a virgin and doesn't know anything in life. You understand? We live in a world where women want the same right. Women want what men want. They want the same right. So for you to go and marry somebody who is a virgin and
Yeah,
she doesn't know her
I
left
think
and right, and you understand it a little bit doesn't make sense to me. You understand? I prefer getting married to somebody who has been out with a lot of men and she's ready to settle than somebody who has never been with any man. She's a virgin and she doesn't know the reality about life. You understand? So it's because this is the world that we are living in now. You have to get the right person. It's not about virginity, but it's
exactly.
about what? The right person.
No. It's
You
part of
understand?
it. Not all about it, but it's part of it.
You understand? So it's me. I don't really look at. Has she ever had sex before? Is she a virgin? It's no. I don't look at all this because you can end up marrying your enemy. You understand? End up marrying your enemy too is another worse thing because this person you are going to live with the person for the rest of your life. So are you ready to marry your enemy? That is the thing. You can go and do your background check. No, she never been with a man. She's always at home. But when you get married to that person, this is the time you are going to face the reality. So why
He's at
don't
home.
you
He's at
take
Home
your
Depot.
chances? Yes. So why don't you take your chances? Go out with a person, spend some time with a person, know the person, see how the person acts in bed, all these things. Than to go and then marry some virgin and then you bring it to it becomes a disaster. It becomes a disaster. You understand what I'm saying?
It looks like Hussein is at work. It looks like he works at Home Depot.
Yeah, so I'm going to end up I'm simply going to end up the live video today. We have spent like 2 hours.
Good talk. Good talk.
Very good talk. Very good
And
talk.
we are going to look for another topic. I'm going to ask you guys in the group so that we can prepare another topic for tomorrow. And I love you guys so much. Don't forget
too,
that.
brother. Love you too.
And
And
enjoy
right
your
back at you.
evening. Yes.
Likewise, Brian. Good talk, man.
Good talk.
Like, share, and also always be part of the group, guys. I love you guys. Enjoy your evening and a beautiful weekend. I'll see you guys.
You too, man.
Blessed,
You too,
brother,
man.
and
Take care, man.
Stay focused.
Bye.